Oh, yeah. The mic is unmuted for the first time ever because OG Hip Hop Eddie is not here today. Don't worry. He will be back next week because he's got a good story. He's got a good story of why he's not here, and I kind of want to save it. He probably wants to tell it. I kind of want to tell you guys, but so we needed some stand-ins, but we got better than stand-ins. We got 2 qualified hosts. I hope Eddie doesn't get a big head because he thinks we had to bring in 2 people to cover his spot. No, my friend. This is the first time we didn't start the show with a muted mic ever in our history because I got the stand-in producers with me today. And I guess we should introduce them. I mean, this is kind of cool because I feel like Chris sees the internet. It could get a little masculine. I think it could get, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just a dumb dude. So every once in a while, we need some female energy on the show to balance it out. And I couldn't just have them like call in or anything. So they're in the studio. And that's the homegirls, my family. Melly and 7 Octobers are in the house, man. Give it up.
What's up, everybody?
What up?
That's right. Guys, if you guys don't know, they are the host of a brand new show that we have right here on PlatformCollection called The Heartful Truth. In fact, they're fresh out of an interview with Noah James, right?
Yes.
So Noah James is coming. When is Noah James coming up? Is it like what episode is that? How far ahead? You guys are 3 episodes ahead right now?
3 episodes, yes.
Okay, so you got XP the Marksman, who I want to talk to you a little bit about that. I just watched that episode. And then Mickey Vale. Is it Mickey Vale that's coming next? The great Mickey Vale, MC extraordinaire, playwright, and Noah James. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who do you guys know that you guys got your list hooked up like that? Like, let's be honest here. You guys must have called in some favors or something because your first 3 shows have those artists. Amazing. Are you guys having fun with it?
Oh, yeah. It's been an adventure already.
Yeah. Like, how do you guys are sisters, real sisters. How do you guys deal with working together? Is that an issue? Melly, 7?
It's definitely been a roller coaster. I feel like we have our ups and downs, but definitely we push through it. We do get in arguments. It's not all beautiful colors because we both have.
You guys tell each other the heartful truth occasionally.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, we're both I'm pretty controlling, so I'm like a control freak. So it's kind of hard to like let her lead when I'm like used to doing everything. Got you.
And what have you guys been discovering? You've done these 3 so far, your 3 initial episodes. Within those 3 episodes, we'll start with you, Melly. What have you noticed? Like, you're talking to like some seasoned artists, seasoned working artists. Is there anything that kind of ties them together for you?
Kind of, but I feel like you kind of see a little perspective of each artist is so different and the way they think is so different too. Just the way they express themselves is just so different. Now that from the first episode to now the 3rd episode, it's just been a variety. It's definitely been different.
Yeah. What about you, 7?
Yeah, I can see like the differences, but they're also like we all have like a commonality, like of all of us that we go through the same things, like, you know, the anxiety, dealing with like grief, and everybody deals with it differently. Like right now we just spoke to Noah James, and he gave us kind of like his perspective of like how he went through he lost a lot of loved ones. He called them anchors, which I really love that term that he used.
Oh, I like that.
And that kind of prepared him for losing his grandma. Obviously losing his grandma still hurt him, but
which was just recent.
Just recently. Far. Yeah, like in October too, I think, around that time, or maybe a little bit before that. But and then he talked about that, how his grandma kind of was preparing him for for 17 years. He said Lisa even heard the whole spiel from his grandma is like saying that like she wanted to make sure that he didn't make sad songs, and and just kept going for her, which was really cool.
So she was preparing him for her not being around.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, guys. So these are the kind of things they talk about on The Heartful Truth. They're not as dumb as we are. They actually get down to the nitty gritty of like some really important things. We're super proud of having the show over at Platform Collection, and they wanted to stop in and you know, just hang out for a little bit. If you guys are tuning in for the first time ever, we do some amazing interviews with some great artistic minds. Tonight is no different. Not only do we have the ladies from The Heartful Truth, we also have Stepahanie Soul, singer, songwriter, performer, will be on at the top of the hour, I believe, and at 7:30. I feel bad for my dude because I think it's like 1 or 2 in the morning over there. But the homie Mayvision from
the Netherlands
is going to be tuning in and talking to us. He just dropped a brand new project. I met my dude because he sent me a really dope message about wanting to collaborate and possibly have me react to one of his videos. And I did so because I enjoyed his music. I enjoyed his approach. I actually got to talk to him, and he's a really cool young dude with a really good head on his shoulders. And he's from the Netherlands. And I found that really found it interesting, the commonalities we had being in the hip hop culture and him being on the other side of the world, really. And it was cool. So he's going to be on, we're going to talk to him about his new project and what it's like being a hip hop artist in the Netherlands, away from the US. So you guys got it. You guys got it good. I'm letting you know. If you're an artist in the United States, we got it good. Trust me. I know there's a lot to complain about, but the resources here are amazing. Let's be honest. I mean, we're using them right now. Everybody on the Platform Collection team for sure benefits from the resources that we have here in the U.S. As far as the ability for us as independent artists to have a lot of different outlets and a lot of different paths. So we're going to see if Mayvision, if that's the same in the Netherlands, see how his community treats artists like himself, and we'll get into it. And then we're going to be talking to Stepahanie Soul around 8:00. And yeah. My week has been good. Thank you for asking. Like I said, the usual host, OG Hip Hop Eddie, is not here. He's a little under the weather, but I want him to tell you the entire story, so we're going to save that for next week when he makes his triumphant return. But right now, his stank ass is at home, and that's just the way it's going to be. Guys, welcome. Is this your first time on, Kristen? No, Seven, you've been on like way back in the day, right?
Yeah.
When we were still trying to figure it out. Yeah, you came on. But technically as the show, this is your guys' first time on.
Yeah.
Right? Nice. So I got the exclusive. I got the first Heartful Truth guest because I'm pretty sure Gene was trying to get you on his show as well. He wants you guys on his show. Shout out to Gene Flo. If you guys are in the California area, maybe Southern California to be more exact, this Friday coming, March 4th at La Santa in Santa Ana. You can come out and meet the entire Platform Collection team. We're going to be there for the Tumex birthday party. Myself and Gene Flo will be performing as the Invisible Ponchos. We got a really special set for you guys with some special guests that we're going to have during our set. Some surprises. But Gabby and Melly, you guys are going to be in the house, right?
Yes, we'll be there.
Yep. You guys can meet everybody over at the Platform Collection booth. And then we're doing a double merch drop that day because Invisible Ponchos are dropping their new logo, our new logo, and the Heartful Truth are going to have their shirts there as well, and they're dope. We already saw them. Shout out to Smiley Face Printing. The homies over at Smiley Face Printing hooked us up. Go there. If you need to know how to get there, Smiley Printing is the dog. That's Lou the Wonder Dog. If you guys don't know, he's usually the producer of the show. But right now he just gets tangled up and stuff. But yeah, Smiley Face Printing. Hit up Noah James or Lisa J. Or Brick to Your Face if you want printing. We just sent them some work, and I think they knock out like 70 shirts for us.
72 around there, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And then you guys got some. You guys got two different colors you're going to be offering with their logo, which they have a super dope logo. And if you guys are in the area, please stop by, come and hang out with us, meet us, let us know what's up. Pick yourself up some new merch, and we'll get to talking, y'all. We'll hug, I guess. I mean, remember we said if you had COVID though, keep your stank ass at home. But if you ain't stanky, I got hugs for everybody. You know what I mean? What about you guys? We got to be more careful with the ladies. They can't just be hugging everybody. But I mean, you got some hugs for some people, right? Some nice people.
Yes.
If they're nice.
Yes.
And we got some stickers too.
Ooh, some stickers. You got some Heartful Truth stickers?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the house. Ooh, it's going to be nice. Let me see here. I'm going to get into this chat room real quick. Shout out to the chat room. If this is, again, your first time tuning in, you can also catch this in audio version, but if you're listening to audio version, the video is where it's at. That's where it's lit. You can see how beautiful we are. Shout out to Rec 760, Long Hair 5150, AMG. I see you. Yeah, man. Luis G Music. Yep, Stephanie Soul, fire. That's right. Stephanie Soul's going to be up very soon. I'm very eager. Do you guys know Stephanie at all? Have you guys ever spoken to her? No, right?
No, but I've seen her perform like at the Thought Fest, like an after show or something.
Oh, yeah. Amazing voice, amazing performer. Very out of the box.
Yeah, different for sure.
I really like that. But other than, I think the only time I've ever talked to her was like I was doing a live on Instagram and she jumped in it and we decided to do a song. Like, well, while she was in the live, I was just like, yeah, we need to do a song. And so right now I'm literally looking for a beat for her to be on. But other than that, I don't really know her story. So I'm super eager to hear her story. She's been, I remember seeing her on flyers for quite a while now. Like she's been doing the work, you know? And I always find it a little more interesting when people are within our scene and they're non-rappers. You know what I mean? Like that's not their primary thing. They're a singing thing and they're finding a way to make it work. Which she is, dude. She's killing it. She hosts her own shows. She throws her own things.
Nice.
You know, and she's talented, super talented, when it comes to singing. So yeah, if you tuned in for Stephanie Soul, shout out to you. And Mayvision, you know what? Because it's like I think it's 1. Eddie said it was going to be like 1:30 or something in the Netherlands. So poor guy's staying up.
Yeah, he's young though, right?
He's young. Yeah, he's young. He's probably partying or something. I don't know. It's Monday. It'll be Monday. Right. So he's calling us from the future. We could ask him how it goes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if it's worth getting up tomorrow or not. He's already going to be there.
Or actually, it's like 4 a.m. already.
Oh, it's 4 a.m.
Yeah, 4.
Okay, so he's well into Monday already.
Yeah.
So he.
Sorry, not the day early.
Yeah, so he can tell us if Monday is any good. And if it's worth checking out, and if it is, we'll be there. Otherwise, Mayvision is going to be here. Netherlands. What do you guys? Let me ask you this: what do you guys know of the Netherlands?
I do not know that much. Nothing.
He's going to have to teach us something today.
Okay. Me neither.
I just found out it was right next to Germany. That's about it.
Yeah,
right next to Germany. So I'm assuming. Yeah, because that's something I want to know too. Is like what when I spoke to him last time, and you can check out that video, by the way. I reacted to one of his videos on my YouTube, KILLcRey. But the last time he talked to us, he was telling us something about, like there's a lot of people where he's from don't necessarily aspire to leave where he's from. Or to like blow up on more of a national level or a worldwide level like he's attempting to do. So I imagine that can be lonely, right? Yeah. Like if you're the only one in the town or the only one around your friends who's actually trying to, especially in his case, like leave the country. The industry, for the most part, the largest part of the industry is here in the U.S., so he'd have to come out here at some point if his career is taking off. So that's got to be something that that's got to be on his mind. I want to ask him if he's like planning to like move and live here, you know, or is he going to work out of the Netherlands and, you know, hopefully fly in? I want to see if he's thought about all that stuff.
Yeah, actually, I just forgot that Amsterdam is like the capital there. So there's a place I've been wanting to go to, so I kind of know a little bit, I guess.
To smoke weed?
The red light district?
Is that what you're going for, the red light? I mean, everybody has their reasons, you know?
It just reminds me of the movie Hostel for some reason. I don't know. It's kind of creepy.
That's one thing we don't do here on Christie's the Internet is judge. You could go to Amsterdam. Yeah, let's ask him if he's been to Amsterdam. I feel like he definitely smokes weed. I feel like that. I feel like from his music, he seems like he might smoke weed. I mean, it's hip hop. What are you going to do?
And there's a Van Gogh museum. I just looked it up right now.
Oh, pretty cool. Nice. Shout out to Vic Von P in the chat room. Yeah, so let me get this Zoom going. And we're going to talk to Mayvision.
Recording in progress.
Anybody, by the way, in the comments, please tell us how to stop it. We don't know how to turn that off. I have no idea how to turn that off. We depend on you guys so much. All right, we'll see if he calls in. Hopefully, I can't imagine. I mean, well, we'll see. But I can't imagine it's just going to be completely smooth. Like he's calling from the Netherlands. He's going to get in at the right time. Like he's supposed to be on in 1 minute.
Let's see.
And you're saying it's 4?
Yeah.
Oh, he could.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on.
Right there.
Wow.
Right from the future.
Wow. He came in from the future. So we're going to have Mayvision on. And then we'll play some music of his right after. So that'll be really cool. May, if you can hear me, we're getting him hooked up on the Zoom so that we can share it with you.
Yes, what's up, yo?
Oh, there he is. Okay, let me go ahead and bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, the homie Mayvision is here.
What's poppin'?
What's poppin', my dude? First of all, thank you. I know it is, well, I guess it's not late. It's early. So technically it's early over there, right? What time is it right now?
It is 4 a.m. So I just woke up and I'm tired.
Okay, nice. But you're here though.
Yeah. Thank you guys for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to, you know, talk about my music and thank you for your interest.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I let people know a little bit about how we kind of met, more or less. And I know that right now you have an album, right, that you just recently dropped.
Yeah, it's officially EP, but online they always call it the album, but it's really an EP, like 9 tracks. Yeah.
Okay, so about 9 tracks, EP. How long did it take you to make this project?
It took me about when the pandemic just hit, I felt like everyone was extremely panicking because they have everyone has got their own routines of work and everything's going on. But everything just shut down. So I was immediately okay, I know I have enough drive and discipline by myself to just keep moving forth. So I got in contact with my brother, Joran van der Rijt. His artist name is Oase. And we decided to work on Moontrap, on the EP. And it took us I think 6 months or so. Yeah, so we just were constantly 24/7 just hitting each other up back and forth to make adjustments, to send new recordings. It was a continual process because he and I are both very obsessive artists. So when we jump into a project, it's really our entire lives, and it's the same with me. Music is really nothing but an escape for me, to be honest. And I'm trying to have a more healthy relationship to it, to be more of an extra, but sometimes it's more of an escape from reality.
Gotcha.
Looking for some kind of I don't know, just making things make sense, because in the music it's your own world, so you are the creator, and even that make everything make sense. While a lot of creatives, you must know for sure, feel like they don't fit in the way society's built. So music is our way, creating our own world. So that's really Moontrap really helped me do that and find some escape during the pandemic, and also find some truth during the pandemic, because I really dug deep, really was meditating more than I was before during the pandemic, and I really got more clear views on what was going on inside me, and I could pour that onto the project Moontrap.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit, because I don't know that part of you as far as like your history and how you grew up. And
Right.
so what got you to the point, because it's in your music, it's in the way you talk, it's how you reference things. You're obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, for lack of better description, it seems like you're definitely like trying to check out and understand like the inner meanings of the self. You study things about, it seems like you're at least studied on, like you just mentioned that you meditate. Is that though that way of being something that you developed through family? Did you have early influences? Like how did you become like that? Because obviously, as an artist, and like you said, you must know if you're admitting that part of this journey is kind of lonely, it's kind of something that you do on your own, then that's not common. And that's not like everybody doesn't choose to live like that. What
Right.
got you to this point, and why are you the way you are?
I think that's I think no one knows 100% why they are the way they are. I think we just get thrown into the world and then we kind of figure out later. But yeah, I do feel like ever since I was a child, I was always very much analyzing, not really like just jumping into the deep and just hanging out with kids. I was always on the background, just observing. And yeah, I think music was a way for me to find power, find strength in that outcast type of mentality. And what you said about spirituality, I'm not really sure why it drawn me so much, because no one around me was really invested in it. But for some reason, it just always pulled me in some way. I really cannot find a better explanation for it. But one of the things that also really inspired me was like Avatar. Do you guys know Avatar, the anime show?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So watching Avatar as a kid, I always wanted to be like Aang. I always wanted to be the one who was able to master all elements and really and for some reason, I don't know, it struck something true to me, and it gave me the will to want to know more about spirituality and to see if the spirit world, if there was any, if it was based on reality, or if it was just for the show.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Be curious.
Well, let me ask you about that. What have you found? What is your verdict?
I feel like there is a core of truth to it, and I don't know to which extent. I don't know if but I feel like you have to make it very visual to make really a show about it. But I feel like in reality, once you really enter the spirit realm, you can call it, I feel like it's not like that, but I do feel like it's based on truth. That's all I can say. I'm at the beginning of my journey, so I really haven't discovered like just a tiny % of it, and my senses aren't that open yet. It's a journey.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
What is your opinion on that? Do you know the show, by the way?
Yeah, I definitely, I've done DMT. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, man.
So yes. Yeah. So I've done DMT. And prior to that, I think I was kind of on a spiritual journey. I was raised in like a Catholic household. That's traditionally, I'm Mexican American, so traditionally Catholicism is a big thing growing up, or at least some sort of Christianity. But early on, a lot of that kind of stuff just didn't make sense logically to me. You know what I mean? There were a lot of things logically that I just didn't think that the miraculousness of the world could be summed up in such simple ways. You know what I mean? It seemed like there was just more. And then as I grew up and got older and started to search, I definitely sought it out. And now I think I can honestly say that for sure, there isn't anybody who could tell me that there isn't more. There is definitely more. My experience with DMT and just psychedelics in general, but my own studies. Meditation is a big one for me. Meditation for me is clutch, man. Like it's everything for me. It's pretty much.
How often do you do it? And do you like
every day?
Guidance or silence or?
It started off guidance. Because I was learning it, like it took me a long time. I don't know if anybody's ever shared this with you, but for me, it took a long time to realize that what meditation actually is not sitting in silence. It is attempting to sit in silence. And that's once I really understood that idea, and then that I really understood that sitting in silence isn't necessarily the practice that you're trying to achieve, because your mind is on. It just is on. Your mind is always on. And it may not be in this realm thinking, but it will be in another realm, and it will still consume what is around it. So when you meditate, a lot of the big complaint is at the beginning, especially people trying to learn how to do it, is that, man, it's so hard to stay quiet or to think about nothing. And that's not it. It's actually every time that your mind drifts slightly, you just bring it back. And that bringing it back is the actual practice. And so for me, doing that, I do it twice a day, every day. And anywhere from 10 minutes to, I think the longest I'm doing now, I've done 45 minutes. I've never quite done an hour. But yeah, that works for me daily. And like I said, within that meditation, I have definitely, for me, it's been confirmed. There's definitely more to this, and it's very complicated. You know what I mean? It isn't as simple as it all seems.
It's complicated to us, but it was really just nature and just
right. Like it just is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like when I did DMT, the biggest thing that I saw and I experienced was the oneness of like what that meant and what that actually looked at, what it looked like. Right. And it was just brief, man. Like people will tell you when they do DMT, it's very dreamlike, but the more you do it, the more you kind of understand and are able to sit in the moment. You can observe more, right? The trick with DMT is being able to observe and bring back, because a lot of times you come back and it does feel dream.
Did you get through the tunnel? You mean like
yeah. I blasted off. So over here they call it blasting off. So like it's usually like after 3 strong hits of DMT, that's usually the practice. And I did. And I can tell you this, like the body, dude, your body, like it just puts it in perspective, because it is as if it doesn't exist at all. Like there is no body, there's no end to you and what is everything else. Like you really see it in that way, and you see that it is all like one thing. And one of the best descriptions I've gotten from a friend who's a philosopher, he said that one of the practices that he likes to think about is that we are the manifestations of whatever the creator is, or whatever that energy is. We are thought. Like all things are thought, right? And
have you also come to the conclusion that there must be a purpose for every life?
I do. I personally do. I believe that. I believe that there's a lot of factors that play into purpose. And I also feel like with experience, you're able to narrow that purpose down, because it's just part of the journey, right? Like the journey is the purpose, you know, like to me, that's what it is. That's the whole thing. I don't have an end point, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's also why it's sometimes very kind of for me to be very focused on like marketing and setting myself up in a way in the music business so I can reach as many people as I want to reach with the music, because I feel like sometimes it is very unspiritual, whatever that means. It's not support. Every time I release music, I really want to learn how to deal with it. But every time I release music, my entire focus is on how I'm seen. I'm focused on how I look on the screen instead of from within. And I'm a very self-conscious person, so I'm always super aware of how I come across. So that always messes me up like just a bit, and that is also something that I'm really trying to have a better relationship with marketing and focusing on, because my job is essentially entertaining people, being someone people want to be looked at, but while really I find
inspiring people.
Yeah, I hope so. Inspired. Thank you for that.
No, you for sure are, and May, that is your job for sure. It is to be an example. The mere fact that you want to be an example is why you should try to be an example. Like, because not everybody gets that feeling. Not everybody gets the calling to be an example, to try to design their lives in a way that people can look at and hopefully follow in that path and find healing. Right. So what I tell all my creative friends and people on this show have heard me say it a bunch of times, you're an astronaut. Essentially, that's what you are. You are that person who, unlike a lot of people, is deciding to go to these other places that are very hard to reach. They take training. It takes time. But you're willing to explore all these levels of this place that not everybody occupies or even wants to go to. And so thus, if you look at it with that kind of responsibility, in that people are depending on you to bring back what you see. People are depending on you to report what you feel so that they can use those things. If you see yourself in that way, I think the other part of you being self-conscious will slowly just dwindle away, because you'll just be acting in service as opposed to what we feel like symbolizes success, or, whatever that is. I mean, dude, you're doing it, bro. Like, that's the reality. You're talking to me right now. It's 7 p.m. West Coast time on a Sunday. You're staying up at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Monday to talk about music and art to a bunch of people that are willing to hear it and take it in. You are already doing the job. So the only step is to just accept it.
True. That's the hard part for me, because I'm over analyzing. That is my superpower is my brain, because it's very powerful, but it's always 24/7 on. So it's kind of hard, like in the present, and just let things soak in.
Welcome to the club, man. Well, we have the ladies from the Heartful Truth podcast, which, man, I would love to get you on there at some point. But we have them on, and we were just talking about that before you came on, about the creative mind. Melly in particular is a writer.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, but it's something you can harness. You know what I mean? Like, the reality is, you are in search of the thing that we will all never find. You are in search of mastery of some sort, right? That journey never ends. It's never going to end. The best chance you have in this time being alive right now is to put as much work into that area as possible, in the hopes that you find some truth, right? Just some truth, and your mission will have been accomplished.
Yeah.
And that's really all it is, dude. The other part, the work and all that, man, what I have found, surround yourself with good people. That's key. Yeah. This business is super lonely. The higher you get, the more lonely it gets. The more success you find, the more times you find that you're standing there by yourself most of the time.
That's also why like manifesting is difficult for me, because I feel like most people who want to be successful in the music business, they just manifest the success. And I manifest like being on a tour bus, being on tour with like a super strong core group of positive people who have like a constant circulation of good energy going, so that we don't get, so we know what the base is, and we know what the bar is as far as energy, so we don't get like distracted by all the noise around. We know what we're on, so it don't matter what the rest is on. But when you are yourself getting thrown into that, I know myself, and I'm also sensitive, so I catch on to, I still haven't found a way to block out negative energy, because sometimes someone has suppressed negative energy, and you don't feel it because someone is nice to you. But then I'm a prick if I'm like, I don't want to listen to you, so I'm trying to be nice and be like open to what someone has to say. But you could just feel that subconsciously you're taking in the negative energy, and that is also something that I'm trying to learn.
And I think that and we've talked about that on this show too. I think that what you're describing is part of your job, though. Like, that's not. You don't have to take the magic out of it. I always tell people that. Take the magic out of it. You're an artist. The things you do and the way you work is not like somebody who has a 9-to-5 or somebody who, just works a normal job. It is not. That's not what it calls for. It calls for specialty things. So one of those specialty things is that your job is to make sure that your mind is open to receive the inspiration, right? Like, that's how you make your best shit, when you're inspired. And when you have that direct line to whatever the source of that inspiration is. Okay, so what would that probably look like logistically, realistically? That probably means that you should be spending a lot of time on making yourself feel okay, making yourself feel calm, making yourself feel strong, making yourself feel confident. Those are actually parts of your job, just like a football player's job is to get on that field every day and run reps. These are your reps. You have to do that. And if you don't accept those things, you're going to have a hard time in this business. You have to accept those things because you're talented and that talent has to be harnessed. It can't just run wild. It can't just, because we've seen what happens, right? At least at this point in the entertainment business, all young artists should have learned by now what can happen if you let it go wild. It never ends right for you. It never, for the artist, it never ends good when you let it go wild. Because what I think anyways, is when you're letting it go wild, you're defeating the purpose. The purpose is to harness it and serve it. Serve it to people. If it's just going wild, then how are people going to be able to benefit from that other than an example of wild?
What do you mean by going wild?
Really? Like if you simply allow yourself to be consumed by the emotions, right? As if that is the purpose. That is not the purpose. The purpose is for you to look at those emotions, dissect those emotions, and then eventually find a place where you're okay with those emotions because you're going to need to do this as a job. And if you don't do that, doing this as a job will kill you. If you aren't able to take your emotions and put them in the right perspective, it will kill you. This will kill you for sure.
I feel like also like as an artist, when you perform, you need to kind of have some distance from what you're saying. Because as you will get thrown into these emotions every time. And also like on Moontrap, like most of the lyrics I wrote are like 2 years old. And like there are lyrics on there that are really diving deep into things I'm insecure about, but I'm trying to grow from. I'm not trying to repeat those insecurities every time. So I'm also trying to get to a point where I gain like some distance from those emotions, but still perform them with the emotions. So that is hard to do, but I'm sure I'll get there. Like a week ago, like one I call him like kind of like a spiritual friend, spiritual guider, and he told me like that emotions are a human concept. And it tripped me out so much. I was like,
truth. It's 100% truth.
Like what? And I can feel that he's right. I can feel that it's true. But sometimes, but it's still
it's
healthy.
Absolutely true, man.
So, yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, right? Like one of the things that we suffer from, especially here in the West, happiness is a drug for us here, right? Like it's that serotonin hit, that getting that serotonin hit constantly, it's a drug. But let's think about it this logically, reality. Happiness is one emotion. Life is a combination of all these emotions, right? So why is it that we're obsessed in creating this one emotion as if that's healthy? Like if it's healthy to only be happy. I challenge that completely because the only times I have ever learned is through the pain. Succeeding through the pain is the only time I've ever gotten any knowledge. In fact, the times I've been the happiest, I'm not learning anything. I'm literally just sitting in the moment. That's just what it is. So it would be ridiculous for us to be just happy all the time. And so as artists, one of the things we do, because we're dealing with these emotions a lot of times, we're hard on ourselves. Why don't I feel happy? Why is this not enough? We have these constant questions, and you have to let yourself off the hook. Again, you're a professional artist. These are literally just the reps. You got to get them in. And just like if you go write a sad song or a very deep song that opens up wounds, literally your job is to, after that is done, go outside, be around some friends, remember, oh, that's right. That's right. I'm making this to help people. I'm not making this to kill myself. I'm making this to help people. I'm showing them what healing can look like, that I can talk about these things and put them out there and then move past them and continue to evolve. And bro, like you're already a really great songwriter. And yes, by the way, the people in the chat room who are saying they need to check out the EP, yes, you do need to check out the EP. Check out all his old music. But you're a great songwriter. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that. I want to talk to you about how that developed for you. Like what got you to writing music?
It started when I was 15. I was in high school, and I was, like I said, I was a very introverted kid. I was very doing my own thing. I was very not comfortable with like being social and stuff, antisocial kind of. So and I also, do you know KILLcRey?
Yes.
Are you like a fan of him, or listen to a lot of him, or, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he was he's still my hero. He's like the guy I look up to the most. And in high school, I listened to his music a lot. And yeah, everyone was on the same wave. Like everyone was listening to the Migos, to Young Thug, and nothing against them, of course not. Mm-hmm. But I was like the only one that was like listening to KILLcRey and to like alternative music. And so I just started writing lyrics. I just started I immediately, I don't know why, I was like a super undisciplined kid. I was like late all the time. I was super in my head. I also smoked weed, so I was paranoid and I was unorganized. But for some reason, when I started writing these lyrics, I immediately took it so serious that I just wrote at least once every day for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. For some reason, it was the only thing that could get me to find the discipline. So I thought I was much better than I was, but I think you have to be to have the motivation to keep going.
That's right.
And That's step right. by step, I've just been shaping myself and the way I look and the way I look into the world. And yeah, it's just I wanted to say I've never looked back since, but I've looked back a lot. But yeah.
What? Because I'm definitely interested too in like, I mean, here where we're at, I'm in Southern California, so our hip hop scene is very well defined, right? Like there's different pockets up and down the coast of California that have scenes, and then we're also interconnected, and there's a lot of collaboration throughout the entire state. What is the scene like there for you? Like, where are you able to? Are there a lot of people are there other artists doing what you're doing, and are you able to work together? Are there shows, or what is there for you guys to be offered as artists?
Well, I think when you look at the Netherlands, have you guys been to the Netherlands?
I've never, no.
Okay. Well, I think if you look at the Netherlands, might be the size of like a state, like right in the United States. So I feel like you should look at the entire Netherlands as like what the opportunities are. So I don't feel like everywhere there is like really a support system. And of course, I rap in English, so most rappers just rap in Dutch. Mm-hmm. And yeah, personally, I don't feel like that. Well, there are a lot of rap competitions though, to be honest. I also won some competitions, and I've also done some things, but it didn't get me any major exposure. But there are definitely opportunities to show yourself. Yeah, definitely. But okay. It's not really like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of rare to really have like it's not like a natural support system where everyone just supports each other. It's very I feel like individual driven, but everyone's way of doing it is different, of course. But yeah,
sure, yeah, and I can tell you that that's definitely something that's prevalent in all our artist communities. I mean, because the reality is, and we talked about this, I just recently talked about this in an interview, that I call it like the illusion of the scene, or the illusion of community, right? Because the reality is, this journey is, again, you're an astronaut, you're on your own ship, you're discovering your own planets, you're discovering your own things. That isn't necessarily something that can be shared with other artists, except through collaboration. But even then, you're just meeting, right? You're just meeting for that point, and then going off and doing your own things again, and then occasionally meeting with artists. But for the most part, it's solely a personal journey, you know?
Yeah, very much. And I am planning on being the right example. So I do want to have like a steady base and so that I can help other artists who I think are dope. Because I do feel like there has to be an energy shift, because I feel like we are always all into everything together, but it never feels like it as human beings and as artists in general. And I feel like I can complain about it, or I can like do something about it. Yeah. But first you got to take care of yourself, so you can help others. So
that's right. Yeah. That's right. Well, man, I can tell you this. We are definitely here to support. We're fans. We're linked, bro. So
I really appreciate you taking the time. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we are linked for sure, man. So anything you need from us, please, everybody in the chat room, everybody listening, catching this on the recorded version, follow my dude. Let them know how right now they can support you. What's the best way they can support you?
The platforms I am most active on are I think just YouTube and Spotify, honestly, because I do Instagram. So if you want to listen to my story and hear me talk about shit and really follow the ride, but I think my music and my videos are most powerful. So yeah.
There it is. So please follow him, dude. Once again, what time is it? What, 5 o'clock now or something?
It is almost 5 a.m. So I'm gonna go to bed immediately after this.
Yeah, dude, you're a trooper, man. Everybody follow Mayvision Music on Instagram, and then run his views up, man. Run up the links when this comes out tomorrow afternoon. In fact, the recorded version, I'll have a link to the EP right there. So if you're watching this, scroll down, grab that link. If not, Mayvision on Spotify, man, you're gonna find it. He's got a catalog, by the way, too. You're not gonna just go there and hear 1 or 2 singles. He's not on here because
That's why I'm so happy that I released the EP, because now I finally got like a body of work, which is
that's right.
Worth listening to. Not that the rest is not worth listening to, but when you know you got so much better stuff that's still about to come, it's just like, so
you're killing it, dude. You're killing it. Man, thank you so much, bro. Let's talk again soon. Please come back anytime you have anything to promote, or if you just want to chop it up, man. We're here for you.
Appreciate it, man. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, sir, dude. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, blessings.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mayvision. Yeah. What can I say, dude? One of the best ones. One of the good ones. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of Mayvision, ladies?
Oh, I thought it was pretty dope. Getting to talk to somebody like from the other side of the globe.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like him for being so young, like the fact that he's already on that journey that we've been on is pretty cool. And then right now when he was talking about how he's manifesting like a tour and being surrounded by positive people, I was like, oh, you're describing PlatformCollection team right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty dope. I don't know what Melly thought.
You think Mayvision can be our Netherlands chapter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely when he was speaking about like his whole, I guess, overthinking and everything.
Yeah,
really
we were just talking about that, huh?
Definitely. He's not alone on that. But
No.
it's a journey, and definitely it'll get better. You just have to keep working on yourself.
Yeah. And I think he's on the right path.
Yeah.
I feel like you remember we've talked about this before. By the way, we have Stepahanie at 8.
8:10.
8:10. Okay. If you're tuning in for Stefahanie's Soul, she'll be on at 8:10. We've talked about this before, right? That at least I'm a firm believer that anyone putting out good energy, and anybody who's like, genuinely trying to, be better. I guess that's just the best way to explain it, right? Like actively though, not just hoping things turn out or literally putting it into practice. Like, what do I need to do? I need to check my ego more. I need to check, my self-doubt, my self-hate. I need my judgment of others, like working on all those things. If you're doing that, I feel like you're like a little lighthouse almost. And are a beacon, right? Yeah. And this has happened a few times. We have a friend another MC by the name of Peaky who lives out in Europe, and I met him on Instagram the same way. I consider him family, and but he found us across the sea too. And like, what are the odds that he would have just crossed one of my videos, reached out, and then found people that were like him? You know what I mean? Like there's something about that, because it's happened to me enough times now that I feel like I say it all the time, man, just keep to your path, keep your heart true. And the people that need to find you will find you. Like they really will find you. We're all examples of that. Yeah. The 3 of us in this room are examples of that. Like our lives were not the same just a few years ago. But once the work started to happen and you started to shift your mind to like, yo, I want to do better. I want to be better. I want to help people. I want to do things. You tend to find other people like that. And Mayvision is is not void of that at all. Like he obviously wants to find more people like that. And he found us, at least.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we need to go visit him out in the Netherlands, you know?
That'd be cool.
PlatformCollection tour out in the Netherlands. Let me see what the everyone make sure you hit the thumbs up. That's right, man. Go listen to that EP. Yeah, I think that it's a dope EP, by the way. I was listening today. Melly, you were listening to music today too, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, let's play something from him, and then we'll come back and get Stepahanie on. Let me see. What do I want to play from? I want to play one of my favorite songs from him, but I also want to play the new records. Let me see here. I want to play.
The Visit to Earth was good.
Visit to Earth?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. So Millie is voting for Visit to Earth. And let's get into it. This is Mayvision. And then we'll be back with Stepahanie Soul.
Picture heaven from my room, painting pictures with the moon. Saw potential in my future ever since I left the womb. Underrated to the core, aim my spaceship to the floor. Let's take a minute just to visit Earth until my name is Lord. Drop your head off, decapitate, bow down or go downtown for that pow like an anime. Superman with the backlash, been bullied for days. Caused pain in my neck bone, haven't met anybody with faith until I showed them my backbone. They thought I was crazy in my delusional cycle, but those who hated on me are gonna notice the skyfall. 007 gain face, can't hide from me because I spy on y'all. Alarms ring in my brain cells when you come to me with
I can't provide you with knowledge, I can't provide you with a network. Raise your network to 1 million, inspire gazillions. People gonna know your name, Australians and Dominicans, smart, fit, dumb, thin, rich, Asians and Brazilians.
I feel your face, quit filling my space. Heaven is near, and I am the gate. I came here for it, I'm becoming a saint. Raising my discipline till I'm no longer a slave. Been trapped for some days, I back at my cave. I looked in the mirror, wasn't fucking with me. I was too insecure, I was too in the brain. But now I'm back with the same. You trying to stop me, that blood is the motivation, but I'm unstoppable like a locomotive. Only when I die then the trip will be over. Nah, I'm just kidding, I don't really care what limits. Beating the physics, I don't need science as long as my spirit and I together. Frequency efficient while leaving society's letter. I'm leaving goodbye until never forever.
The homie Mayvision, man. Go check his EP out. We still got 5 minutes before. I think I can. I want to play. I just really love this song, dude. It's just so dope. It's called "Lone in the City." The video is really dope, but it's just really chill, really vocally, as I like to say. But check this one out.
All alone in the city, me, myself, and the moon. I don't want any pity, tell you what to do. No one has got trust in me, I know you think I'm asleep. I know you got love for me, but still you black on my dreams. All alone in the city, me, myself, and the moon. I don't want any pity, tell you what to do. No one has got trust in me, I know you think I'm asleep. I know you got love for me, but still you black on my dreams.
Painting pictures with a pen and pad, expressing everything that's happening inside my head. It's the only way for me to see a bright star without anyone around with the same faith. Ain't a human being living with the same brain. Man. Still a human being telling me what's okay and what's not. Don't think I don't see the signs between the lines you sigh. Every time I ask, do you wanna hear my new shit? I've been working like stupid, and the end result so cold like the North Pole. Eskimo vibe straight from my torso. Get you right like tea when a sore throat. End result sweeter than the queen bee. After this one kids want to see me. After this one kids want to be me. I really try to feel alive, but part of me wants you to see. Mayvision on this journey, on his way to the top. Mayvision on this journey, acting straight out of love.
All alone in the city, me, myself, and the moon. I don't want any pity, tell you what to do. No one has got trust in me, I know you think I'm asleep. I know you got love for me, but still you black in my dreams. All alone in the city, me, myself, and the moon. I don't want any pity, tell you what to do. No one has got trust in me, I know you think I'm asleep. I know you got love for me, but still you black in my dreams. Lost my faith again, in the brain again, no longer believe. In the maze again, not amazed again, I'll never succeed. Just another guy on another ride, nothing special about me. Just another night on another flight, when will I be free? I'm too humble for this game, dog. I know I'm not the only one that's sitting on this train, waiting for an opportunity to come by, so I can show my creation and hide. This is Moontrap, bitch, made for the dreamers who lose that shit at night. Tears on my cheekbone, truth is a tone and the core of the message we ate. Let the darkness arrive, follow the stars, they ain't far from the eye if you wish. We in charge of the sky, and I don't need nobody to tell me what I is. Let the darkness arrive, follow the stars, follow the
You know what, he's got
stars.
Good beat selection.
All alone in the city, me, myself,
amazing
and the
beat
moon.
selection, man.
I don't want any pity, tell you what to do. No one has got trust in me, I know you think I'm asleep.
And I'm trying to talk over the song so that they don't take it out, but we'll see.
All alone in the city,
YouTube, let it play.
I don't
Mayvision.
want any pity, tell you what to do. No one has got trust in me, I know you think I'm asleep. I know you got love for me, but still you black in my dreams.
Follow my dude Mayvision, man. Killing it. Killing the game. All the way from the Netherlands. Yeah, like I said, I like the fact that someone, you know, admittedly with, you know, just a little bit of time pursuing this is able to pull off the things that he's pulling off. So shout out to him. If you're from the Netherlands, by the way, give that man some love. He's one of yours. He's repping for you. You know what I mean? Trying to put your place on the map. That's dope. That's really, really dope. But we got Stepahanie Soul coming up from the Netherlands back to Cali. Singer, songwriter.
Recording in progress.
Huh? You see how you got that? I timed it this time.
Recording stopped.
And she is where I think is she from?
She's from LA.
Yeah, no, she's Santa Barbara. No, well, we'll figure it out. That's what she's on the show for. She's on the show so that we can figure all this good stuff out. I'm a big fan of hers, so I'm excited to talk to her. But without further ado, let's see. We're getting her up right now. Stefanie's here. She is logged in. I know Hip Hop Eddie's eagerly watching from home, thinking that we're going to drop one of these calls, but we are not, Eddie. We're on our JOB tonight. Got two producers in the house. There's nothing but veterans in the house right now.
Yeah, we got them covered.
We're good. So we're just waiting for Stepahanie Soul to log on, and we're going to jump into it, man. Stepahanie, if you can put your phone sideways the other way, or long ways, or turn it. Can you hear me, Stepahanie? Nod your head.
I don't think so.
I don't think she can hear us yet. Or maybe she's hearing me on delay. Stepahanie, we don't have audio from you yet. Yep. And if you get a chance, Stepahanie, if you can possibly turn your phone sideways. I'm not sure if she can even hear me. But yeah, we're going to get her on right now. We're going to dive into it, dude. Stepahanie, motherfucking Soul. She's a G. She's trying to get her audio working. Technology, you guys know how it goes. I saw somebody say we need to get Filiano on. Well, you are in luck because Filiano is booked. He's coming up later in the month.
Nice.
So you must have known. Still don't have audio. Oh, there it is. She's connecting it. Yeah, let's go. Boom. Are you here? Stepahanie, can we hear you? Can't hear you, Stepahanie. Let's see.
There we go.
Can you
Boom.
hear me now?
Boom. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Stepahanie Soul is in the building. Yo, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
For sure. Thank you for having me.
Yo, I'm a big fan. I've watched at least your career from afar. Like I tell a lot of the artists, I mean, you know how it is in the scenes that we're all in, that we all kind of share. You can tell a lot from flyers, right? Like you can, as the flyers start to stack up and you start to see names more and more. You can kind of see how artists are doing, and then you start to run into other artists who work with that artist and other artists who are talking about that artist. And that's kind of how I came about your name. I first heard about you through Jeffy Obvious. Shout out to Jeffy Obvious.
Shout out to Jeffy.
Yeah, he was one of the first people who told me I should check you out. He raved about how hard of a worker you are and how long you've been putting it down. Where are you from, Stepahanie? Officially?
I'm from Bakersfield, California. I don't even know where to look. Am I supposed to look this or this way?
You get that way, this way. Yep, that way. Perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. Yeah.
I'm from Bakersfield, California. I was born and raised out here, so yeah.
Okay.
It's like 2 hours away from LA or something, depending on where you're at.
Got you. Okay, so shout out to Bakersfield. Bakersfield, stand up. Stepahanie, I want to jump into it, man, because like I said, you and I have talked via chat. And that's it, really. We've only talked. I think we met a long time ago. Eddie was reminding me that we might have met at a Jeffy event a long time ago, but we've never talked. I want to know the story. I want to know kind of how you got started. I want to know how you became an artist. Like, is that something that's prevalent in your family or people around you? Like, where did it start for you?
Well, when I was younger, I used to sing a lot, but that was like when I was 12. My dad used to always have this conga, and he'd always play because he was always heavily influenced in salsa. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much where I get like my musical stuff from. I'll be honest, I didn't sing like since I was 4. I sang when I was like 7, and then I just started like, going to school, dealing with stuff that I had to deal with during that time. And I had choir in high school. I hated it, by the way. I hated it. I only liked it because I was performing. And I had that for 3 years, and then I got kicked out of high school. So yeah, it wasn't until I was like 22, 23, I started really like digging into like my voice. I started taking vocal lessons. Shout out to Marlon Mackey out here in Bakersfield, California. I started taking vocal lessons. It was about 8 months. I took it, and then I kind of just like steered on my own. I played guitar. I'm self-taught, and
wow,
it wasn't until I got my 3rd guitar that I started writing my music on it. So.
Oh wow. Okay, so is anybody else in the family, like, is like art something in your family? Like, is that something that it is? Okay.
It is. From my dad's side, I have cousins who tattoo. I have cousins who do cake. I have cousins who do lashes. Like, there's just, to me, like, even though it's not like performing it is kind of performing, but obviously it's a different lane, but it's still an art base. It's still an art form, and it's still something that they take pride in and they build on their own, So yeah, definitely. I have a lot of creatives on my dad's side. My dad alone, like I said, he's a percussion player. So I used to I guess that's where I got it from.
Was it encouraged?
Yeah, no. Growing up, my background was a little different. It was a little chaotic, if I must say. I was always doing my own thing. I was one of those kids that always partying, smoking, that type of stuff. So, I mean, it was encouraging when I announced it, like to my parents, like, hey, I want to sing, or I want to do this, or I want to make my own music, or I want to be me. I finally want to be who I am and not be conforming to this person who people saw me as, like a version of me. But yeah.
Who was, if you can share that with me a little bit, just because I want to understand that. Who, if you could describe who you used to be, like, who was that?
It was your party girl for sure. Mm-hmm. I like to go out every weekend. I always had my nails done. I always wanted new clothes for the weekend, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shout out to all the girls, all the baddies who get ready and always have take care of themselves and be in shape. But I was more interested in partying. I wasn't interested in where my direction was. I didn't even find me until, like I said, 22, 23. And I felt comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time. So if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The uncomfortability comes from not knowing whether people are going to accept you, but I didn't even give a fuck. I didn't care. So that's
I feel like, honestly, if I can be honest with you, like one of the things I find most intriguing about your music is this underlying attitude of, like, I have something to prove. Like, you can hear it in your voice. There's a lot of soulfulness in your voice. Like,
thank you.
And I think that's I think it's commendable, but I also know that can be like an uphill battle or at least feel like that sometimes, especially for a female in the industry. I'm sure you probably have a ton of stories just being a female in the industry. It's obviously a different experience. Any guy who thinks different is crazy. But it is. And can you talk a little bit about that and maybe like some of the struggles that you've faced along the way?
Yeah, a lot of downplaying, a lot of you're a woman, you don't know what you're doing. Because not only did I start off as introducing myself as Stepahanie Soul, as a singer and as an artist and a songwriter, I also introduced myself as a promoter.
Right.
I promoted and I did both. And there's a lot of male dominance in promoting, I feel like. Well, at least when I was doing it, but over the years, I see a lot of women, reaching out to me or during women-based events. And, but yeah, a lot of downplaying, like, you don't know anything. You shouldn't be working a show. I remember I've had this is a crazy incident, and it happened at one of my Val 9 shows. And security guard tried to downplay me and try to talk to me as if I wasn't the reason why he was working that night. And not to feel entitled, but to be blatantly honest, I hired you as security.
Right.
And he just tried to say stuff as like, you shouldn't, or I can have this event shut down.
Oh, wow. No. Yeah. Something
no.
that, like, let's be honest, that a male promoter wouldn't be hearing. Let's be honest. Like, he's probably only doing that because he thinks he can.
Oh, yeah. And he did it. And then I never seen him do any more security shows. So.
Well, good.
Security gigs, at least not around me.
Fuck that dude.
For the most part, like I said, just struggle with male dominance and being respected as a woman. And, not thinking that they know that you know anything. I still get hit up to this day where promoters try to sugarcoat stuff. And I'm just like, I know promotion. That's what I do. That's my second art form, I feel like, is being able to throw a show and really, really grasp the concept and really set that concept into movement and drive and it come to life. So, and I've seen that multiple times.
I agree. I agree. I think that, seeing you throw in fact, you just did recently something with like an all ladies event, right?
Yeah, it was called Dream Big Mija, inspired by Val the Wonder.
Yeah.
And Viva La Bonita, shout out to Viva La Bonita because they made that staple, they made that saying, but also Val the Wonder in their collaboration, I believe. And Val's lyrics, I think she just starts off right off the beginning, Dream Big Mija.
Yeah.
And it's that thing. All the all women events for me is a big thing for me because I didn't really have a lot of that growing up. So that's why going back to my childhood, I wasn't really focusing on who I was and being inspired. I was just trying to block a lot of the things I was going through out. So that's pretty much, I host these events so young women like myself are become inspired by powerful women who are breaking barriers.
That's
and
dope,
I use that
man.
term very, very, thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot because I know that, excuse me, I know that I worked super hard and I give myself very little credit. As you being an artist, you know how that feels.
Sure.
Tend to not pat ourselves on the back, and especially even after having a big event and having all that recognition by crazy dope people who inspired you to do so. So
yeah. Well, you are doing amazing, Stepahanie, just so you know.
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
there's not that you need me to tell you because you're killing it. I think that one of the things that I really like is just your approach and style to music. We were talking about this a little bit when we started the show, is that it seems like you have you have a desire to make things that look and sound and feel slightly out of the box, slightly different. There's a lot of genre combining. It feels like you definitely have your own voice to things. What was your development as like an artist? How did you find your sound? Especially for like, if you could help people who are trying to do that now, like how did you find your sound?
Explore. Don't conform yourself to one genre. I listen anywhere from Tame Impala to Eazy-E. I can go from Rihanna straight back down to Barbra Streisand. There's a lot of jazz that influence, but there's also a lot of hip hop, a lot of the 2000s, a lot of the girl groups coming out in the 90s and in the 60s, the girl groups. So I just kind of like melodies that come to me and they just kind of come off. I don't really know how to explain it because sometimes I'm like, oh shit, that I wrote that, like, okay, that's fucking tight. Like,
that's dope.
So I'm always surprised, as modest as it sounds, but I'm always surprised. And I always try to go out of my comfort zone because the only way to like learn yourself is trying new things. And I noticed that a lot of my people around the time that I was like finding myself, they were scared too. So they say you are who you hang out with. So, and I'm no longer friends with a lot of people I first started with. But just do what you want. We only have one life, and God put us here for a purpose, and it feels good to do things out of the ordinary. I know my sanity doesn't come from doing routine shit. It literally comes from, hey, I like that house beat. Let me see if I can hum something over it. Or listening to trap and being inspired by the cadence of it. And that's pretty much where I would say, just do what you want and live fearlessly, because you'll never know what you find about yourself. And rebirthing is a lot.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we tell you? Like, we know how to pick them, man. I'm not playing around here. We're bringing people on the show who are going to give you guys some real gems. These are, I think you guys are kind of seeing the theme too, guys, of how we do this show. We're bringing on workers. These people are workers. Stepahanie is a worker. I see her on multiple flyers all over, and a lot of those events are ones that she's throwing herself. So if you're like, I don't know how to do this, I don't know where to go, nobody's giving me shit. Nobody gave her shit. In fact, she's telling you how people are trying to take shit away from her. It's quite the opposite. So there is no excuses.
No, there really isn't. Thank you for that. Thank you for giving me my flowers like that. Because here in Bakersfield, like, you know, I'm around a lot of musicians all the time, and that's usually who my friends are. And you know how it is, like being around musicians, because you're in the same interest. A lot of them either ask like, hey, how do you, because I know this, I always do this. So when you talk to me, I'm always like everywhere. But one thing I want to say is that I managed to grow by word of mouth and playing my original music, which is dope. Crazy to me, because usually it's here in Bakersfield, it's covers, and then then you just kind of slowly wean them into your, at least from what I've seen. And there's no problem with playing covers. I love covers, and I love listening to music that inspired others to redo it or their rendition. But I just always give myself a pat on the back for being fearless on my own music. Like the video is up right now. It's called Kickbacks. I wrote that in 2019, and I wrote it on my guitar. And I wrote it not thinking it was going to be a music video and have a feature from David Ortiz. And when I played it for my label, they loved it, and they're like, "We want that. Let's like we want that out. That's awesome. That's amazing track you wrote. Like your melodies on that. Like what?" And I'm like, okay. And I wrote that on my Taylor, and sadly I had to sell that off. But for the most part, yeah, that's usually what I do. I don't know.
Yo, I mean, I think that one of the cool things about the music you make, right? There's just like a level of, and this is honestly why I fuck with it, is like I do, the level of authenticity. And you know what? Here's a compliment to you too, because the homie Rick Scales, right? He's in my crew, The Fresh State. We go way back. Yeah. Shout out to Rick Scales. And Rick is one of those dudes who like likes to find artists, right? Like he likes to, and when he came up, and for him to want you to come down to San Diego and perform at like one of his things called Slapping Hands, which is super dope, live event that happens in San Diego. He brought Stepahanie down. Realistically, one of the only people from out of the city that has been invited down. I don't know if you know that. You're one of the, he's only recently started doing that, and you're one of the first people that he invited down. So that it speaks a lot. Shit. And I say that to say that, once again, I think you guys have seen, the listeners, you guys have seen the themes a lot of the artists come on talk about of already doing the work. Stefanie's already doing the work. Like she's not waiting around for someone to tell her, hey, you're a singer. Hey, you know, you're a professional. That's never going to happen, guys. Nobody ever does that, by the way. Nobody ever comes and goes, okay, you're good. Yeah.
I'm just grateful that y'all like my shit. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
I mean, that's good. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, like I've been hearing about you for a while, and we definitely got to get that song in. I've been going through because I'm trying to find the perfect thing for you, man. I'm not trying to fuck around. We need to make a hit, right? Like we're not doing this to not make a hit. So
no, I'm down. Let's go. I'm always open to collab, and I'm always open to hear, I'm just always happy to be a part of your movement too, your journey, your vision. And it goes far beyond than just collabing. It's being a part of your history. And,
I agree.
And that's something, that means a lot to me, because I think the first person I collabed with, his name was Afta. Shout out to Afta. He put me on his album. It's just called Something You Can Feel, and it's called Ain't No Place Like Home, which talks about, I have a hook on there that's pretty much, it's an ode to his city, and it's really cool. It was really cool to be a part of that track. And then after that, I did some music with One Below, Binary Star, and that track is called Democracy, and it was off Waterworld 3. If you guys listen to Binary Star, which I'm sure you do.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And they had albums, and this was Waterworld 3. They had Waterworld 1 and so forth. So I was honored to be a part of it, because it's One Below. Like, that's one of my favorite MCs, One Below. And we did moving forward, we did a couple more tracks together, and yeah, I can be like, hey, that's my friend, like crazy. It's just crazy, because I remember hearing Reality Check and the Masters of the Universe album, just being like, whoa, this is crazy. This is such a phenomenal album that speaks volumes. So shout out to One Below.
She took it back.
I had that. I actually have that record signed.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Stefanie's. You see, I'm telling you, Stefanie's certified. Like she's really about this life. I want to. If people, well, let me ask you this first. Where you're at in your career, and by the way, people said that the stream dropped out, but it's back up, right?
Yeah, new link, by the way.
Okay, yeah, it's a new link. But it's okay when this comes out a recorded version.
That's why.
Yeah, you were being so true. They tried to drop you off the screen. But don't worry, guys. When it comes out on the recorded version tomorrow afternoon, both pieces will be together as one. So don't trip. Awesome. Yeah, I want to ask you a little bit about like when you decided like, yo, I'm going to be an artist, right? Like this is my path. This is where I'm going to be. Did you have a plan at the beginning? Were you like, this is the plan and I'm going to get on the label. I'm going to record. How did it start for you?
No, I went through a breakup and, that breakup, I was taking vocal lessons at that time and I was still learning my guitar. My first guitar was a Fender. It was an acoustic Fender. And I picked that up and I couldn't write shit on it. I didn't write shit on it. I lived with my parents at the time and they had this cat and this cat like went around it, bam, busted. I cried.
Broke your guitar?
Yeah, the guitar broke.
Oh, wow.
I still have it. That's how close I was to it because it was my first guitar. It was my first, like and at the time I spent what, $250 on it. And now I'm thinking like, damn, that was cheap because my Taylor I have now, it's a GS Mini. It's a $700 guitar.
Oh, wow.
And that's even was more on that next. But for the most part, I bought a guitar and I just pretty much, the guitar was my like pain reliever.
Your entry point.
And and I just started playing and that guitar broke. I got a Taylor guitar, another one, and this wasn't a Mini. And I wrote everything on there. I wrote, if you could go back to my older sets that I've done, and sometimes I still bring them back, but I wrote I wrote a song about my mom. I wrote a song about the wait, like waiting. It's a 2 meaning thing where it's called the wait, where the wait you hold while you're waiting for things to come through or like the next paycheck and shit like that. Man, I wrote that was the entry was at Taylor. I think it was in 2014 and I was only 24 years old and I started writing my music and it just started going. I started working with different bands. I started really getting out there, but yeah, the guitar was everything. So, it was that breakup. So thank you to my ex.
Shout out to him. Yeah. Shout out to him. I'm going to get a Stephanie Soul song because of him.
And I remember being so upset because he didn't like that I was doing music and moving forward. I had a Twitter back then and I didn't know how to use it, but I know that I would just like post little things. I said, don't be mad when my success is bigger than your dick. And I still laugh about that because I'm legit living my dream and what I want to do. And I was like, no. So yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to him though, because that was the spark, right? That was the spark.
Yeah. And oddly enough, I didn't write any breakup songs. I wrote a lot of life experience songs.
Oh, well then he got off good. He can't complain.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of life experience. Like I have a song called Poison Positions and it's pretty much about my mom and what I went through during my childhood with my mom and at that time she was an alcoholic and I wrote another song about, like I said, struggling, the weight that you hold while you're waiting for things to happen, like, the next paycheck. Obviously you go get it, but I have another song called The Freedom. Don't shelf yourself is one of the lines from it. It's like, go get it and be who you are. Don't waste time trying to worry about the outside voices. If you want your hair purple and the other side blue, do it. Like, you're only gonna live with your life, one life, and you might as well live it happy. And that was my entry point, is not giving a fuck about anybody said. And I still don't. And I think a lot of people always ask like, how is she doing that? And just be you, man. And that's all.
Yeah, give it up. Yeah, give it up, Stephanie Soul. Yo, I want you to tell people, if they can support you right now, what can they do for you? Where do you want to send them?
Come to my shows. Meet me
there
up
you
front.
Go.
And also stream my music, play my videos, share my music. That's ultimately, residual income. Let's go. Like,
yeah.
Residual income. A lot of people, there's I think like 4 residual incomes. It's either stock market, music, real estate, and credit card processing and ATM. Like, let's go.
Let's
support
go.
Support me by streaming my music and yeah.
There it is. And then and Stephanie, you got a home here now, so anytime you need to promote anything or you just want to come on and talk some shit with us, please do. Feel free. You got an open door.
I'm always trying to pop up.
There you go. There you go.
I do want to say if I can plug something in.
Yes, please do. Please do.
And do little shout outs and stuff. But shout out to Bakersfield for always showing me love, but always beating my ass, because constructive criticism is everything. And make sure that if somebody's giving you constructive criticism, always take it as a blessing. And where to differentiate it. But my city didn't show me a lot of love when I first got out here, but now it's like, oh yeah, I know Stepahanie. So shout out to my city. Shout out to my label, Silent Giant Entertainment. We hopefully are working on something new, and may or may not feature the notation. So if you guys
let's go.
Do know the notations, the ones that sing I'm Still Here, y'all know what's up. And shout out to Owen, Zay, Pazwan. We hitting tour.
That's right. Shout out to Owen.
Shout out to them.
Do it for the music.
Yeah, do it for the music. We hit tours, my first tour, and I'm super fucking excited and nervous all at the same time. But yeah, March 4th, catch me in my city. I am doing a free show. Come join before I head off on tour.
There it is there, man. Guys, I tell you, please, if you're in a city where Stepahanie Soul's performing, go check her out. You will be pleasantly surprised and happy at how dope she is. Thank you.
PlatformCollection.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Chris. Shout out to the young ladies that I didn't get the opportunity to meet.
This is 7 October. Because Stepahanie, I want to get you on their show as well. They have a really dope podcast. But yeah, 7 October's. Melly, do you guys have any thing you want to say, Stepahanie?
Just like it's really inspiring, like to hear your story, and like especially like us as females in the industry, we can relate to your stories, and it's cool that it didn't you didn't let it defeat you and you kept going. So it's really inspiring to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that a lot, because we gotta be together, we gotta unite, and that's that's another reason why I hold those women events, is so we can unite and be inspired by each other, because and for men to be inspired by us too, because goddamn it, we're powerful and we're resilient, and men always respect y'all ladies.
That's what's up.
Buy them flowers, not to say sorry, but to show you
there you go.
Just in general. That's what's up. Shout out to you, Stepahanie. Please come back again. Follow Stepahanie Soul everywhere. You guys can Google her. Stepahanie, I want to play hopefully they won't kick us off again. What video can I play from you? Well, what do you want them to hear?
External.
External. Okay, I got it.
External. Y'all go check out that. Everything is on YouTube. Stepahanie Soul Vivo. Check me out. External is one of my favorite tracks I wrote. Fun story about that one is I had it in the vault for quite some time. It wasn't until I wrote my second verse in what we call the canyon out here in Bakersfield. And I was high as hell. But for the most part, yes, debut that or play that shit loud. Produced by Javi Lopez from Be Real TV. So,
that's right. Shout out to Javi, good friend of ours. Stepahanie Soul, this is External. We'll see you next time, Stepahanie.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. I don't know how to hang this up though.
All right, let's see. Hopefully we won't get kicked off for this. This is Stepahanie Soul, External.
played yourself. I'm on your mind. I ain't got time for fool's gold. Who's on your line? I know it's me you follow. I'm on your mind now. I'm on your mind like all the time now. Now you played out for all my pages. All these faceless conversations. A cartoon story, yes, you played it. But babe, I'm leaving. I gotta go. And no time for reasons, and no time for seasons. I'm on my next flight. And no time for seasons, no time for reasons. I'm with my other guy.
That's right. Stephanie Soul.
You played yourself.
You guys can tell she's a real one, huh? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a real one. And I think one of her videos got us kicked off the air. That's how real she is. She gives no fucks. Her song came in and kicked us right off the air. But yeah, if you guys are catching this, I guess you won't be. You won't even notice. That's it. If you guys are catching this after the live version, you'll just hear it cut together. So we'll figure that out. Shout out to Stepahanie Soul, though. Shout out to Mayvision. I'm telling you guys, we're on a roll. Tell your friends. If they want to get that good creative know-how, those good creative stories. I don't know about you ladies, but one of the things that it does for me every time I talk to them, and I'm sure this is happening on your show too, is just that confirmation of like, oh, okay, everybody's going through these things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems like the better you are at just persevering and being strong. That's an example of both our guests today, right? Like two people that are just pushing through no matter what, the bullshit, no matter the detractors, you just push through. And I can tell you guys, if you're, an aspiring artist, the ladies could tell you, I can tell you, there really isn't another way. You just have to push through. It's going to get hard. People are going to tell you no. People are going to say you suck. And as long as you push through, you will win. That's the reality. The only thing that can stop you is if you quit. If you quit, there's not much you can say about that. But Stepahanie is a shining example. Hard upbringing as a child. She's had, she dealt with perseverance her whole life. And now she's a woman boss, killing it still, having to deal with you heard her story about a security guard. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. That if you're a guy and you're listening to the show, which 90% of our listeners are guys, you know what that's about. Come on. Somebody trying to act tough and seeing a lady probably bothered that she's running the whole show. And that's what it is. What have you guys learned from tonight, ladies?
I think the main thing I saw, like the theme tonight was like purpose too, because they talked about both talked about purpose. And then just for like Stepahanie, like obviously the whole perseverance, and like I can relate to like being a female in this industry, and like even I remember I was at one show, and I'm pretty sure she's gone through this probably, and her being a promoter is probably even worse, like where they're introducing everybody and then they skip the girl because they think that they're nobody. I've been in those situations. Oof, and then somebody else is like, oh, that's 7 Octobers or something. They're like, oh. And then
all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, Melly, what did you think?
I think, a little bit, each one was a little bit different, but at the same time, like you said, it ties in some way of how it always comes to, and then, like with Stepahanie, it's kind of like the same thing. Yeah, like, I think men always try to downplay, like she said, the women when we're powerful too.
You can imagine she's probably getting that daily basis, right? Like either, like we've all talked to Reverie before. Like Reverie would tell us that all the time. Like, either somebody would always try to give her less or want something that she's not willing to give. And it was either one of those. And she's like, the amount of times that it was, those were your only choices, you know, where I can tell you, like, honestly, as a guy, that's not dealt with as much. I mean, sure, there's haters and there's detractors, but for somebody to try to like put their power over on you doesn't happen as much as I'm assuming with women, men try to do. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to assert themselves like that. Again, like that guy's not the security guard she was talking about. He's not in the show. He's not part of the show. It's not like it's another artist. Literally just somebody who's like, I have power. Yep. You're a woman. I'm going to use this. Yeah, man, I get it. I get it. What about you guys? As far as what did you guys think about the Mayvision and like how he described the scene out there? You know what I mean? Like how he feels sometimes he feels like a little alone. People aren't doing what he's doing. What advice would you guys have for him? Like, you know,
I think that's like part of the journey. I think it's gonna happen, but you have to just remember to just keep your head up and just keep going, because there's always going to be people that are going to want to just like say, oh, you're not good enough.
Right.
But it's like,
or you're from here, you're never going to make it there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I think like even just make your own scene. I think he even talked about that where he's like, he wants to give love to the people that he thinks is dope from where he's from.
Yeah.
Because
and that's like, basically how you make a scene, right?
Yeah, because if there's not one, just create one. And yeah, like it is tough, even if you have a scene. Like, I mean, we've seen it here in San Diego where there's like, it's kind of a little bit of high school, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
Everybody has their little crews, and sometimes people choose who they want to
popularity
associate with.
Stuff.
Yeah.
People put a lot of weight on on the popularity, right? Like they think that
and
matters.
It's a struggle. So even if there's a scene, I mean, maybe he is blessed. Like there's not a scene. Maybe he can create like from scratch, right?
You're right.
Right.
I like the idea that he can just do it on his own, present from his own. Here's what it is. No influences. Because I agree. In a scene, that can happen a lot. There's detractors for the simple reason of just detracting. They don't have any other reason. Just you're doing something I don't like. I don't like your shit. You shouldn't exist. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe he's in a good place being so solitary, and then he can always reach out to us. Yeah. Right?
Like, that's the power of the internet. You can reach out to all these people like that you never would have been in contact with. Like, shout out to like KZine. He's like a French producer that I got to work with, and I've never probably would have worked with him if the internet didn't exist.
I like your idea too, though, about it got me thinking, like, if he needs a scene, what he should do, and if he's watching this in May, what you should do is find just 2 other artists that you're into, and then you all perform together. Find a venue that will put, even if it's like out in front of a venue or a skate shop or a hip hop shop or whatever. Ask them, hey, can we put up a DJ booth here? Can we perform some songs? Do it as a unit.
Yeah.
And then just get kind of known as that. And then that will spread. Other artists like you will find you. And then all of a sudden, boom, you have a scene. And it's a cool scene because everybody there is kind of on the same, vibe.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And then with Stepahanie, I mean, is there any doubt, like just speaking to her with this half hour, is there kind of any doubt that Stefanie's on her way? Right? Like you can just tell, right? She's got the right attitude. She doesn't seem like she's going to take no for an answer when it comes to her own path, right?
Yeah, like she's ready. She knows who she is.
Yes, that's what it is. She seems like she knows who she is already, and that's so encouraging, man. I love the fact. Did you guys ever think you guys would just be doing like podcasts and meeting artists like this when you first started out?
No, I didn't really picture it this way. But like you said, I think even though one of the common themes was like feeling lonely as an artist, doing these type of podcasts, like you feel less lonely actually.
Right.
Everybody feels the same way.
It becomes therapy for you. Yeah. It's very much like therapy, man. Guys, we got a bunch of other guests coming up. Next week, we have this really cool show. So we're going to have an artist by the name of Gadzooks. He's in a band. He's an amazing photographer. In fact, little known fact, the current flyer that is out for our show on March 4th at La Santa with Tumex on the front with a mushroom in his mouth, Gadzooks actually took that picture. He's an accomplished photographer. He's taken tons of amazing. In fact, he took you remember the show we were just watching, Shangri-La?
Mm-hmm.
He and we talked about the interview with Andre Benjamin, Andre 3000, and Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
He did all the BTS for that, all the behind the scenes photos for that. He took all those pictures. He has an amazing, in fact, the picture they used for the podcast, he took that, but he also is an accomplished rapper. And now he's in, I guess it's kind of like a hybrid alternative band. They play rock music. It's punk, it's hip hop. But he's going to be on next week. He also has his own podcast. And he's going to be on next week talking about all the various things he's doing. Again, how to make it all kind of line up and work as an artist using all those different things. He's about to start a tour. And then we got this really special thing next week. The Cloaks, the amazing artist, The Cloaks. I got a chance to sit down with them for Crappy Awesome. And since we're kind of like mending Crappy Awesome into this show, I decided to share that. So next week, we're going to share that interview with you guys, with my conversation with The Cloaks. And they talked about friendship. Like they literally talked about, they've been friends for a long time, collaborating for a long time, which is, you know, people point out like me and Eddie, right? Like me and Eddie are always kind of in the same place, friends. But AWOL and Gelrock have been working together for a long time as The Cloaks. And one of the things that makes it work so well is just that they're such good friends. And so we talked about friendship. We talked about their journey. So next week, Gadzooks and The Cloaks. Amazing episode coming up. Let me think of who else we got coming up. We got Lisa J from Brick to Your Face. She's going to talk about managing artists. Nice. We need that one, right? We need to figure out what managers go through. If you're looking to manage artists or work with artists or, back artists up on their journey, Lisa J is going to be here. She's half owner of Brick to Your Face. She currently manages and is the significant other of Noah James. I want to talk to her about that too. How does that work? You know, like if they argue, like, will she like dock his pay, or you know what I mean, or what you know what or you don't get to do that next festival. But we got that. We got Curtis King on the same show as her. So Curtis King makes his triumphant return. You guys already know that show is going to be lit. Kurt hasn't been on since last season. Lots have changed since then. Kurt is coming back, and he's coming in hot. And we also have coming up MC Wicks and Sham Black on one night only. So two really up-and-coming artists. Sham Black, if you're not familiar with him, he's from San Diego. He's in a crew called Spooky Gang. But he's going to be on. He's also nominated this year for San Diego Music Award. Shout out to him and Busy Balboa, by the way, a good friend of our Busy Balboa. Shout out to you, Busy. It's really dope to see people who work hard to get what they want. So that's really dope. And then, of course, MC Wicks. You guys know who that is. If you follow us, he's also been on Crappy Awesome before, but he's going to be coming on. And Platform Collection, we're going to be talking to him about, I think we're going to be throwing some shows with MC Wicks coming up pretty soon. So we're going to be doing some live events finally, hosted by Platform Collection. And we're starting to book the bill already. Wicks is one of the names that we've been talking to. So definitely look out for that. Most likely April, May, right before summer, somewhere around there. First big Platform Collection live show. So hopefully you guys will all tune into that and follow us on that journey. What else? Do we have anything else? The Heartful Truth comes out. Drop your plug.
Yeah, every other Tuesday we're dropping an episode. Yeah. And you can catch us on Platform Collection. Huh?
Yep.
Oh, the next episode will be on March 8th, which is a Tuesday. So look out for that. And that'll be the Mickey Vale episode number 2.
Nice. There's definitely some, we don't want to give them all the names that are coming up, but there's a bunch of people. They've got a full lineup. I mean, they're going to be with us for the year. So Heartful Truth is going to be doing seasons. And one of the things I really like, again, if you guys aren't familiar with their show yet, go check out the episode with XP right now. They're talking about the emotional journeys of artists, and they hit a lot of those topics. I mean, I just thought it was amazing that they got XP to come on and they talked about moms. Yeah. So if you ever heard a hardcore rapper talk about moms, He talks about his relationship with his mom, his family, his journey of being an independent artist. And if you guys know anything about XP the Marksman, he's killing it right now.
Yeah, shout out to XP.
Shout out to XP. He's all over the East Coast. So that's going to be really dope. And subscribe, Heartful Truth. Well, just subscribe at Platform Collection, but follow the Heartful Truth on Instagram too. They have an Instagram where they're going to be dropping
clips,
right?
Yeah, and then we also have I just put it on streaming as well too. So Spotify and Apple, you can hear the audio version too if you can't tune into the video if you're working or whatever it may be.
Boom. There you go, guys. It's been a good week. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you
for sitting in for OG Hip Hop Eddie.
Yeah, we got him.
We miss you, Eddie.
His stank ass.
Hopefully he's feeling better.
He's in the chat room tearing it up. But guys, man, something special is happening here, guys. You want to follow Platform Collection. We're doing some really cool stuff. And I don't know about you ladies, but I feel like I felt with like this last week was the first time I really felt like, we're getting going now. Like it's really getting going, right? Like
I was even telling Gabby the other day that I don't know, it was weird. Just randomly, like it just hit me. I don't know. It was last week. I just felt like an overwhelm of gratefulness. I don't know. It was.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you because I think it's like seeing you guys do your work, seeing the team coming together like it has been really, really, really dope. It's really, really dope. In fact, I'm looking forward to like March 4th at the Tumex show. For us, it's kind of like a celebration for us because we've all been working really, really hard trying to get our shows off the ground, and that's starting to happen. So that's dope. We got some big things planned for you guys coming up. A lot of projects. I think everybody in here has multiple projects, and we're still trying to create more stuff for you guys. So please, if there's anything you guys can do for us, support the artists that we support. Let them know that Chris sees the internet. Let them know that Heartful Truth. Let them know that the Beat Block sent you, Platform Collection sent you, and that helps us. And then if you want to do extra, like, subscribe, turn on the alerts. You'll, especially for their show drops on Tuesdays. So if you turn on the alerts, you'll know right when it's uploaded. And they always premiere it, so you guys can go and even jump in the chat room, leave them comments. If you're watching this right now, it's right on this channel. So. Yeah. Go like the last one, leave some comments.
Yeah, or if they want to recommend an artist they would like to see on there too, that'd be cool.
Ooh, yeah. Taking requests.
Yeah.
that doesn't happen very often in hip hop. So they're taking requests, send them in. Somebody, like I said, somebody said Filiano, and Filiano's book. He's coming up on Chris Sees the Internet later this month. So and then last but not least, like I said, we're sharing the crappy awesome interviews that we've had on deck waiting to be released. In that stack of interviews, we have the Cloaks, and then coming up we have Satire, and then coming up we have Reverie, and she and the Gabby was there. Melly, you were there too, right? You guys know. We caught Reverie in rare form. She was dealing with a lot of stuff, and she was super raw and open with us.
Yeah, really great one.
Yeah, and she talked a lot about stuff that I've never heard her talk about before. So she's going to be coming up soon, and then I think we're going to have her on live in a couple of months as well once she starts promoting her touring. So yes, shout out to all y'all. We will see you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. right here on Platform Collection. You can follow me at KILLcRey, follow at OG Hip Hop Eddie. Follow 7 Octobers on Instagram. Melly, what would you like them to follow you at? Butterfly or
Butterfly, so they can look at my poetry.
Okay, so give them the whole thing.
Butterfly_dreams.
There it is. Butterfly_dreams, spelled the way it sounds, right?
With the Z at the end.
With the Z at the end. There it is. So Butterfly_dreams with the Z at the end. Especially if you want some just inspirational writing. I told Melly today that she's a philosopher. And I think you guys are going to see that over the next few years, man. You're going to see a budding philosopher grow. But go check out her post, and then follow her on Instagram so you can get the stories. I don't know, but I haven't told you this, Melly, but I have become accustomed to getting those stories every morning. I feel like something's wrong if I don't get like some inspiration from Melly that I can share. So do that, and you guys will get the joy out of it that I do. And then 7, anything you want to promote right now? Oh, you got some big shit about to happen. You got a music video
Yeah.
Your first music video.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's like the first announcement. I haven't put it out yet because it's going to be a surprise, but yeah.
Yes. Music video is coming.
And single, yeah, new single.
We want the exclusive, though. That's why we're doing it.
Yeah. Shout out to the homie Beats. He produced the beat.
Shout out to the homie Beats. Yeah. And video shot by OG Hip Hop Eddie.
Yep.
And directed by myself. So it's going to be super dope. Dropping soon. We'll follow her on Instagram to know the official stuff.
Yep, 7 October's with the Z too.
There it is.
The Z's are big here.
The Z's are big in the family.
It just stands out. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
And come say hi to us at La Santa if you're in town on March 4th.
Yes,
we'll be there.
And they'll be at the booth and walking around and meeting everybody. So please come through. And once again, if you got the vid, keep your stank ass at home. But we'll be seeing you. And that was the internet, and we saw it. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.